Alright, so we have the maintenance notice for update 8.3, aka the August update. And as you can see, it's going to be 8.5 hours of maintenance. Expected to be 9, expected to be late, expect to have some difficulties logging in when the update does go live. If you're on the East Coast like me, that means more than likely you're not going to get access to the game at the earliest 3:30 a.m., maybe 4 a.m., hopefully no later than that, okay? So what I'm going to say to you guys is make sure you finish as much as possible. So like ABX, timeline battle, all that stuff, giant boss raid, all that stuff. However, I would say do not touch World Boss Legend because there are partial improvements coming. So maybe you want to save your World Boss Legend runs. That being said, let's take a look at the details. So we know Hulk is getting a tier 4. He's going to be the big boy for this update. We have Juggernaut, Titania, and Absorbing Man. They're getting their Transcendence. That's good. Some of you guys are wondering where the tier 3s are. My guess is next week we're going to see a tier 3 for Sin. Or later on this month, they are going to release Gorr himself as a native tier 3 character. Maybe next month, because they look like they want to stretch out the whole Gorr thing. Okay? Because they did delay adding him as a World Boss Legend a whole month after the Thor update. So maybe they want to delay him a little bit longer. Maybe try to power scale him according to where the game is right now, so he's relevant long term. Moving on, we have World Breaker Hulk. This was a big one. So we have critical rate, critical damage, and chain hit damage when he's attacking on his uniform bonus. These are all very good. We have the World Breaker ultimate skill. Looks okay. Nothing groundbreaking there, no pun intended. Leadership is just whatever. The healing, I believe this is a little bit better. I believe it was 3% before. Let me just double check on the Immortal Hulk. Yep, Immortal Hulk was 3%. Now it's 4%. And he also recovers 60% of his max HP on a 150-second cooldown, as opposed to before where he only recovered 45%. So they definitely improved it. I would have liked to see this go up to 6%, but it's okay. Moving on, we have super armor, skill damage, bonus damage. The damage reduction is at 35%. 35% is pretty good. That's what he had before. I think what they did here is they increased his all defenses from 15% to 30%. And the skill damage and bonus damage, the skill damage went up from 35% to 50%, and the bonus damage is staying the same at 15%. Moving on, we have Earthquake Hammer. Yes, silence now and paralysis. That's going to be really good because more than likely he's going to replace Kingpin and Dr. Octavius as the best combat supervillain in the game. Let me just double check here. He is still a supervillain. Yep. Okay, cool. Just have to make sure, even though I'm pretty sure that they were going to keep him as a supervillain. Right, okay, moving on. I do like the fact that he has 3 seconds of debuff removal here. It's on his second skill. So if you have really good cards, your cooldown is maxed out, he's going to have access to his 1 and 2 pretty much all the time. 3 seconds and 5 seconds, that's actually really good. So we have 50% max HP increase here, which is really good, as opposed to before, which it was 30%. So Hulk is getting a big survivability buff. Increases basic damage by 1% off the HP. Okay, so Hulk does have damage accumulation. It's based on his HP. They are keeping him HP based, so that's really good. It looks like moving forward, Hulk will stay as a character that does damage based on his HP, which means if you're building the character, let me just bring up my screen here really quickly for you guys, right, just in case. So as you can see right here, Hulk, my Hulk, I have 2 HP Urus and I have critical rate. This is how you want to build Hulk right now if you have the Immortal Hulk uniform, and going forward with this Null, the World Breaker uniform for Hulk, okay? You want to make sure you're not giving him physical attack Urus because he's going to scale. His damage will be based on his HP. So keep that in mind. It looks like they are giving him damage accumulation. So that's pretty good, okay? I'm going to have to read this one more time just to put it into my brain. Increase basic damage by 1% per 1% HP increase. Love to see it. It's going to be interesting because Hulk can have a ridiculous amount of HP. I might even tweak up my cards to get more HP just because I really like Hulk, and if he's getting more HP and that's going to make him even stronger, I'm here for it. Anyways, moving on. We have paralysis, which is good. We have stun, 33% chance to penetrate, 5-second cooldown, that's fine. Damage proc, that's fine. Damage immunity, that's fine. Listen, I'm super excited to see that damage accumulation. It's different, it's interesting. Oh, I'm happy about this too. The boy Juggernaut is getting an HP increase. Let's go. I'm not too sure what the hell this is. Ignore defense? Come on, bro. The game, listen, we're on like what, almost into 8th year? Like, we're 7th year, but like, come on. Come on, guys. We're on the road to the 8th year of Marvel Future Fight. Like, you're giving characters ignore defense, dog. It should be ignore dodge. Ignore defense, you get that from your car. It's easy unless you're like a new player. And if you're a new player, really, Juggernaut should not be like one of the first characters you're building with. Who knows? Maybe. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so the guy Juggernaut, super armor, all basic defense, and then 40% damage reduction. I love to see that because that's one of the things I wanted to see for him. I wanted to see more survivability in the kit. I spoke about that in my video when I saw the sneak peeks coming. They also bumped up his healing from 3.5% to 5%. That's good. I don't like that this is on a cooldown though. We'll see how it goes. But I do like the fact that he has a decent amount of damage reduction, 40%. That's even more than Hulk, dog. That's good. Before he had 25% on his 4-star passive, so seeing 40% is nice. Okay, moving on. We have stun, fracture, invincibility for 2 seconds is kind of like lame. They moved this damage accumulation from his 2 to his 3. It's a V-pad skill, so this should be pretty interesting because usually when you see a damage accumulation move, you would start off with it and then do your other skills. But if this is a V-pad attack, maybe you do it the other way around and finish up with your 3rd skill since you can move around. But we'll see how it goes. We have iframe ignore on Juggernaut, which is amazing. We have incapacitation, we have paralysis, we have a 30% heal down here, which is nice. You love to see passive healing, but passive healing with an active heal that you can trigger for a substantial amount, 30% or higher, is really good. And then we have damage accumulation. Looks like Juggernaut is going to be solid. Hopefully he can actually do some work in PvP, but I doubt it since his iframe ignore is on a 7.5 second cooldown. But he is getting more HP now and more survivability, right? Damage reduction is their native super armor, and a lot more HP will be nice. We'll see. Okay, so we have Titania. Let's see, more HP. Okay. Listen, give me the HP sauce. I'm eating, boys. So we got super armor on her uniform now. They took that off of her 4-star passive. I'm okay with it being on her uniform as long as she still has it. So that's a win. They also bumped up her all defenses from 20% to 40%. So I'm here for it. They bumped up her leadership from 50% to 60%. That's a W. The passive now gives all allies with the strong tag, the strong ability, which is the fist. In case you guys are wondering what it is, I can show you in game right now. Let me just bring that up. Close this tab here. So any character that has this fist in their ability page, they will get 25% extra damage by having Titania on the team. So that's actually pretty good. Well, 25% more attack, not damage, because 25% attack doesn't necessarily mean you do 25% more damage, because you have to take into account that the enemy has defense and dodge and all those other things. So technically now, if you're a combat character that does physical damage, she'll give you up to 85% more attack. That's actually pretty dope. So her tier 2 passive has been reworked and improved, and as you can see, she gives herself skill damage and bonus damage. The skill damage is going up by 10%, the bonus damage is going up by 15%. She has 30% damage reduction, and when she's hit, there's a 45% chance that she can heal 30% of her max HP with a 4-second cooldown. This is a big buff for the character, considering the fact that before this was on a 20-second cooldown. Big yikes, right? This was terrible. So nice to see that they actually improved the character substantially. So the first skill is actually a V-pad ability. I've never seen this. Comment down below, guys. Is there any character in the game that has a first skill that's a V-pad skill? And the first skill actually has a 13-second cooldown. That is the longest cooldown I think I've ever seen on a first skill. The second skill is actually pretty long too. So it's a trend, eh? All her skills have really long cooldown. Okay, so we have counter attack and ignore iframe. 70% chance for attacks to miss. Damage immunity, damage accumulation, 18 seconds. This is a 9-second accumulation, so you can keep this up all the time. We got paralysis here. We got burn, which is good. And then we have penetration. She could be a PvP character, but these cooldown times I don't think is gonna be beneficial for a PvP character. You want them to be lower, like 21 seconds, 16 seconds is okay, 18 seconds is not okay. And then these 1 and 2s, bro, like come on, no, those are bad. Those are bad. Okay, so she might be good as a leader and a support, but for PvP, I don't know outside of Alliance Conquest. Let's talk about my guy, Absorbing Man, looking like a straight demon. He got cruelty on the tag. He has the strong ability, so he can be used with his wife. We have 33% HP. They did that BS with the 33% ignore defense. They should have just put like 33% damage reduction or 33% all defense, you know what I'm saying, or 33% all attack. Ignore defense is just trash, but at least they gave him ignore dodge, 33%. I'm here for it. So 2 out of 3, I'm here for it. Chain hit damage 25%. This is massive. Hopefully this means he slaps really hard. We have super armor, and then he increases all of his basic defense by 40%. He reflects 70% of the physical damage received, up to 20% of max attack. Doesn't seem like very much, but it reminds me of Emma Frost's artifact, so maybe this could be useful in Alliance Conquest. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we get 30% guaranteed dodge, and then they bumped up his attack and defense from his tier 2 passive from 20% attack and 20% defense to 50%. So that's an extra 30% there. I'm surprised they actually kept his frenzy buff as a part of his tier 2 passive, but that just means it's going to be easier to max out his stats because you're going to natively have 20% crit rate all the time, and his attack speed is going to be pretty much maxed out if your cards are any kind of good. Next we have his first skill, which I've never seen this before, but his first skill actually gives him 6% HP recovery. His second skill has paralysis and also heals him for 6% of his max HP. His third skill gives him damage accumulation 1.5%. This is on a 7-second cooldown, 14 seconds. So with max skill cooldown, this gets cut to 7 seconds. You can keep it up for 8 seconds, which means you're gonna have this up all the time. Plus it heals him for 6% of his max HP. So 3 heals on 3 skills. That's crazy, but there's more. Yes, there's more. Check this out. This man has silence and then invincibility, plus he heals again. This man has a heal on literally every single one of his skills. So technically he has 30% HP recovery split between all of his skills. This is very interesting. I've never seen this before. I honestly don't mind it. So pretty much any skill you use, you heal a little bit. Let me know how you guys feel about this, as opposed to putting a 30% heal on one skill. They decided we're gonna put 6% healing on every single one of his skills. You know what? That might actually work out better in some situations, right? Like let's say you're about to die and the skill that heals you is on cooldown. Well, guess what? You're dead. Versus in this situation, you could just get a small heal and that might be enough to hold you over until your other skills come off cooldown, and then you can continue the fight and not lose. But on the other hand, maybe that 6% heal isn't enough to save you, versus if you had a 30% heal, you pop that and you jump back up to 30% of your max HP, right? So I could see the pros and cons to doing this. Also, 3 of his skills have the same exact cooldown time. That's actually pretty interesting. I'm not too sure why they decided to go this route with a Zombie Man, but he's interesting and I like it. He looks like he might actually be a really good character for PvP. If not timeline battle, definitely for Alliance Conquest. Because no matter what skill the AI uses for him, they're gonna be doing something productive. He's always gonna be healing. So Juggernaut, we got critical rate, we got penetration. Looks pretty typical. Okay, wait a second. We've never seen them put the Sharon Rogers, Dr. Doom, War Machine, damage accumulation, charge rate increase on an awakened skill. So this is a big change. Okay, wait, they also gave it to Titania. Okay, this is definitely a new change. He doesn't get it because his damage accumulation is based on damage dealt, so it's pretty easy to max out, versus when it's based on damage taken. I am here for it. Okay, let's see. So they're just both, yeah, they're all just jumping around, just smashing the hell out of people. Okay, cool. Let's see what Hulk gets for his tier 4. When the striker skill is used, applies to self, increase the final damage dealt by 200% to the target with a higher max HP than the character decreases the final damage received by 50% from the target with a lower max HP than the character. So this looks like it's useful for both PvP and PvE. In PvE, so World Boss Legend, the boss is always gonna have more HP than every character in the game because they have like 60 HP bars and it's billions of HP once you get high enough. So Hulk with his tier 4 is gonna do 200% more damage to the boss for 10 seconds when you pop this. Plus, when you take Hulk into PvP, because Hulk is based and scaled off of his HP, he's gonna have more HP than pretty much every other character in the game. So every character is pretty much gonna be doing 50% less damage to him when he pops this. However, popping this in PvP might not be as easy because we have Adam Warlock and that man is a demon, right? And he's a blast type too. So we'll have to wait and see if Hulk can actually tank that 2 skill from Adam Warlock without the help from Hela's uniform bonus, because with Hela he probably should be able to do it. We'll see. Okay, so Gorr will be released as a World Boss Legend. The World Boss ranking list for Gorr will be added. Challenges for Gorr will be added. And as you can see, there's a chance for you to get a CTP of Judgment as we saw on the live stream. So it looks like the build that they used, they decided to keep that. And he's also going to be a universal character, unfortunately. Moving on, as you can see, there are going to be some conditions or some challenges that you need to complete before you're able to compete against Gorr, the God Butcher. So World Boss Legend Gorr can be processed from difficulty 1 after completing the challenges. However, keep in mind, if you are a whale or if you have crystals to spend, you can just spend crystals to unlock the boss early. You don't necessarily have to do these World Boss Legend clears, so do keep that in mind. You can always just pay crystals and complete now. For most players, I would not recommend that. For content creators, you know, do your thing, man. That's probably what I'm gonna do because I want to fight the boss too. They didn't say anything about Gorr being added to the game, so his bios will not be dropping, but more than likely he's gonna be coming in the next couple months as a playable character. So clear the new World Boss Legend Gorr to acquire various rewards. Search for potential points for tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 advancement materials. CTP, Conqueror level, and other rewards will be given. The acquisition of Cosmic Cube fragments is guaranteed when clearing World Boss Legend Gorr, as it always has been against Mephisto, Null, and Infinity Ultron. The mighty CTP of Judgment can be acquired at a low chance when clearing World Boss Legend Gorr. The special icon, the Necro Sword, will be given upon clearing Gorr Legend 4 difficulty 10 for the first time. But we need to see how the rewards are gonna stack. Improvements have been made to World Boss Legend Infinity Ultron. The duration of the Reality Redstone attack that is used during the normal battle phase has been slightly decreased. Yeah, that was really annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you, it takes so long and you waste so much time. The spinning speed of the Time Stone, the green attack that is used towards the heroes during the normal optimization phase, has been slightly decreased. The issue of heroes sometimes being moved with the Mind Stone, the yellow attack, has been improved. I'm liking all of these changes. The issue of the display being awkward due to motion of some effects not being displayed when set to use low graphics option has been improved. I'm not too sure what that one is. The issue of the time warp status being retained when your hero succeeds to remove the optimization. Okay, that's happened to me so many times where I hit Ultron and then he hits me at the exact same time and then I get time freeze. He's down on his knees, I can't attack him, and then he just goes back into optimization. Yeah, that's pretty annoying, so I'm glad that they're fixing that. So what I need to know though, boys, they did not say anything about us getting more materials from fighting Gorr. They're saying we have a chance to get the CTP and the icon. That's all well and good, but Gorr is going to be harder. So what you're telling me is we're going to be getting the same rewards? Oh, come on, man. What the hell these guys on, bro? We got exclusive artifacts. Let's see what Hulk is getting. Increases HP by 25%. It makes sense. So Hulk is an HP monster. Ignores non-boss damage decrease by 30%. Okay, they want to use her in PvP. I don't know if she's going to be good enough for it. Juggernaut recovers HP by 70% and increases max HP by 70%. That's actually really good. 25-second cooldown. That's kind of long, but the effects are pretty good. Restores HP equals to 5% of the... Okay, this is the destroyer thing they gave to Absorbing Man. Okay, so we have a new future pass. We have 2 icons, one for Silver Surfer, one for Miles Morales. I'm kind of annoyed that they didn't add the Serpent to the game, because they should have added him and put his bios in here as a character that people can acquire. I actually like this. This looks really cool. To be honest, I like all 3 of these. The Hulk one is gonna be in the shop. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to cop this one. This one is gonna be where you have to choose between getting the premium cards and stuff or getting the icon. So people are gonna choose to get Hulk's icon over a premium card this month. I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of cash to get that. Wow, this is so lame. The uniform collection bonus is Mcron shards. Shards. Not even... Wow, that's lame, bro. Okay, other improvements. A feature to dismantle acquired artifacts automatically when purchasing artifact chests will be added. Agents can select the target rank of artifacts to automatically dismantle. The following type of artifacts can be automatically dismantled: 1 to 6 star and exclusive. Yeah, who's gonna dismantle 6 stars? Get the hell out of here with that. The item lock feature will be added to the inventory rank up materials. A feature to possess specific biometrics safely by locking rank up materials will be added. When using rank up materials for upgrading the level of heroes, agents can automatically select rank up materials to be used with the auto select feature. Okay, so now you can lock your premium bios and then just use everything else. That's pretty cool. The Shield Archive is getting a facelift. A system to view event tokens that have been acquired since 2015 has been added. The term Shield Archive in the main menu will be changed to just Archive. The event token archive will be added as a subcategory. The event token archive will be stored based on the year of distribution, and the in progress label will be displayed for token archives of current events. I'm not too sure why they're doing this, but I guess some people collect tokens or have tokens left over like myself from all the years that they've played, and I guess they just want people to know where those event tokens came from. I'm okay with that. This will be interesting to see how many token events I've actually missed out on in the years that I've played. Pop-up screen informing that Alliance points can no longer be gained through Alliance donation will be added when the accumulated Alliance points have reached the maximum limit. The effects of some heroes have been improved, not to be seen when setting optimization graphics. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. If people have low-end devices, you don't have to worry about seeing a whole bunch of stuff that they don't need to necessarily see. The issue of being able to conquer non-adjacent areas in Alliance battle using airplane mode of players' devices has been improved. What? I'm confused. Alliance battle? I think they mean Alliance conquest. The battle will be counted as a loss when a specific amount of time passes without being connected to the network during battle. So all of you guys were using airplane mode. Holy, yes sir. The effects of some heroes have been improved, not to be seen. Okay, yeah, whatever. We see they said that up here already. I'm not sure why they repeat that on here. Improvements will be made so that the level of the skill information will be shown on the skill tooltip that is displayed when touching the skill icon in the Marvel Universe tab. Okay, they got some game fixes here. Anything major? All right guys, so I'm not gonna bore you guys. I read through all of these and they're fixing some stuff, but nothing game changing, nothing revolutionary. So I'm not gonna waste your time reading through all of these. You guys let me know what you think of the update from what we've seen so far. Don't forget there is more to come next week. If not next week, the week after. This is definitely not the full update, but I am a little bit disappointed, and by a little bit I mean a lot of bits, by the fact that they didn't mention that they're increasing the amount of carbonadium and other materials that you need for tier 4. I think it's absolutely insane that these guys are giving us a harder fight and they expect us to compete against this guy when we're going to be getting the same amount of materials that Null drops, and Null is the easiest world boss legend. Make it make sense to me.